Actually, there's another video that I need to make, which is to, in the last page that I made, I don't know, I think it was actually Big Brother page 4, but, or was it about Gwen? It might have been about Gwen, actually. I don't know. But yeah, I made a comment about my donors that I've been using seem to be cursed. Or not cursed, but I seem to be cursed, hence why I was using them in the first place. And yeah, it's interesting though, because there were 4 different donors that I used, and they were all very, very different. And okay, I've criticized my sister for going for guys that are very, very different. I didn't have very many choices because like 80% of my clients are from I don't know, Asian looking, probably Muslim, a lot of them. And then the other 20% are usually guys over the age of 60 or 50 or something. And I know if you're older than a certain age, sperm count sometimes isn't as good. But yeah, anyway, the first guy was wrong for me. Well, he was right for me because, well, he was the best option. He was white, and I'd known him for a long time, and he was quite smart. I mean, I don't know if he was very smart, but we could talk. We had long conversations, and he's really pissing me off now though, because he's made it clear that he's watching a lot of my videos, and yet he told me that I belong in a mental hospital a few weeks ago. And because I said I'm not doing massage any longer, I don't want to wank. I don't want to see him wank in front of me. I don't want to see anyone wank in front of me right now. I'm God. I've got enough money. I don't need to do this, and I'm going to keep waiting until I just so yeah. But anyway, um, I'm pissed off with him just because of his attitude to sort of laughing at me and still thinking that I'm not God and that I belong in a mental hospital. Really, the truth is, I know the truth, which is that actually he belongs in the mental hospital for thinking that I belong in the mental hospital, and for knowing me for 5 years, for hearing all my stories about why I'm God and all the reasons, and for still not caring, for still not believing, for watching these videos and still thinking that I'm a lunatic. I mean, he's obviously screwed up or just lying to me, and I can't quite. I'm actually paranoid right now, so I think I'm wondering if he's lying to me, because he texted me about 6 in the morning one of the times after I just posted a video at 6 in the morning and about him. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. He makes me feel miserable. I don't want to see him ever again, even if I have to go back to massage for another year or two. I don't want to see him again. To be honest, I'm really pissed off with his attitude, and if I would have had a child with him, the plan, well, I would have actually been to have him see him every now and then. But there's a long list of things that I don't like about him, and I'm not going to bother saying it because it's not worth it. But I if I never see him again, I really don't give a shit, because he only ever made me feel miserable. And then the second one, I liked him because my auntie in Australia, she has a partner who's, he's a really nice guy. I like her and her cousin. They live in Australia, so I don't see them much, but I really like them. And that guy kind of reminds me of her husband, and and his surname was Rainbow Bright. Was not Rainbow Bright. I'm saying it wrong. Sorry, his surname was Bright, and that reminded me of Rainbow Bright. So yeah, but yeah, I didn't actually know him, but I did. I got him on my phone as someone who knows a lot, and I did have a long conversation about my religion and my belief and everything like this, and he was saying yes, and seeming like he believed. I don't think he actually believed, because I don't think he really took anything that I was saying seriously. But yeah, the reason why he's not a good donor was because he was married, and he was lying to his wife about being a donor. But he would have literally just been a donor, so he would have just gone after. If it would have worked, I probably wouldn't have seen him again for a couple of years, and that was better for me, even though he was married. To use a donor who's married and then never see them again is probably better than using a donor who you realize that you aren't getting along, and you don't really. He's quite a larger guy, and we're really not right for each other. Plus, I think I won't say that, but there is another reason that it's not good to be as large. I mean, it's not really fat; it was more big boned, but yeah, it's just not. it's um, I didn't like it when he sat on my sofa because I felt like he was breaking the covers. And I just, my uncle is very, very large too. He's overweight and big. And every time he comes, he lies on my sofa, and I get paranoid that he's making a massive dent in it. And this guy's not as big as him, but he it makes me worried about my sofa, and the sofa is where I'm sitting and watching TV all the time. So that was something that was another reason why I didn't like him. But and then the third one I just didn't know. I know his name, Mark Walton or something, and I know it's kind of linked with. Um, it's supposed to be the richest guy in America or something. Now I don't know who that guy is or anything, but at the same time, maybe if there is, I don't know. I don't know what to say about him because I just don't know anything about him. He's wrong for me because I just don't know anything about him. And it always, even if that, I think it's his name. I don't know. A lot of the donors use fake names, but I don't know what to say about him. But I do know that he is like super rich. But I don't know if God I just watched this video where it says eat the rich, and I don't know if I'm sure they're behind it in a way because, yeah, eat the food of the rich, which is like the rich are doing things. They're creating TV channels and stations and Facebook, and I think these are the people that are actually changing and actually doing something in the world. Do I fancy them as people? I have no idea. I don't. Everyone's different, so I can't like say whether or not I do or not. But I'm definitely attracted to guys that do things and are actually like, I don't know, making a difference in the world. Like I love power, I do, and if a guy has power, then it makes them more attractive because I don't actually want to be seen as like a power myself necessarily. If I could just like be a side power or whatever, that's also a really good thing, and that's attractive for me. Um, so seeing a powerful guy, not necessarily rich, although money is power. So rich is it? You know, if you've got loads of money, you have the money to do things. If you've got tons of money and do nothing with your money, then that's just stupid. Um, but I guess you're keeping the money from other people, and because I hate most people in the world, that too is also a good thing. But yeah, it's complicated when it comes to the rich because there's good and bad and everything. And if some people, like a lot of people, hate the idea of the top 1% and stuff. But yeah, if the top 1% have 1% and that keeps everyone else back in some sort of poor poverty, well, at the end of the day, if you're poor like me, it makes you work harder or makes you want things and want to have to work. And sometimes you need to have to work. Okay, I feel like me working is actually me just lying down and doing nothing. But spiritually, I am working or putting my energy into ideas or I don't even know. I feel like I'm channeling energy into my higher self, and it's my higher self that's doing everything. So even though I'm just lying down doing nothing most of the day, I feel like I am working. And if I actually had money, um, you know, I wouldn't be doing that. I would be living in a big mansion and trying to enjoy most of my life doing things and not focus my energy on spiritual stuff or not even focus. I'm forced to focus on. I don't even know what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on just how awful and how much I hate this world. That's mostly what I'm focusing on. But hey, there's just good and bad and everything. And but yeah, I'm just talking about my donors here. And then the fourth one was actually a guy who I thought I liked, and I think I do. We were a lot more right for each other than the other three. Um, and and yeah, I think he liked sex way too much, and that was the reason why we couldn't be together because he would have wanted different things and it wouldn't have worked out a long time. But for a while, I was convinced that it might work, and I think I was deceived into thinking that. But yeah, and with the second one as well, he had a wife, but he also had three children that were of his wife was Asian and his kids would have been Asian. So I don't know if that would have made any difference, but I'm just saying just the fact of what it was. So his surname was Bright, and if it would have worked out between us, I wouldn't have seen him for a couple of years. But yeah, I would have wanted my children to know his half brothers and stuff. And so when the children, I think he was saying that when the children get to 18, he wouldn't care if his wife finds out about a fourth child. And so yeah, I don't know, but I'm just saying. I think I've probably said it in the wrong order as well, and I don't even know if I can't even remember what I've said right now because I kind of it's a bit all over the place this video. Maybe I should start again. Anyway, that's what I'm saying.